Hi, I'm Revati. Today I'm going to discuss about the topic what are the different kinds or types of the interview and how to tackle them. So here I'm to teach you all about the soft skills that I'm going to teaching you today also and in the further videos also. So today, as I said you, the topic will be like different types of interview and how to tackle them. So I'm going to tell you first what are the types, like what are the types of the interview that will be conducted in a company or like let it be in any MNC companies. So if you're a fresher or an experienced person, you don't have any idea about what are the types of interview will be conducted or how many rounds of interview will be conducted in company. So here I'm here to help you what are the types of interviews that you're going to take in the further stages and how you need to tackle those interviews that will be like the interview will be like asking you the questions. So these are the things I'm going to discuss today about this topic. So first, what are the types of interview? First type will be like the stress interview. Stress interview is nothing but the interviewer who is like asking the question will test your patience and pressure how much you will be able to manage it. So, as I said, you as the name indicates, stress is nothing but the interviewer will be like asking you the questions, typically difficult questions that where you'll be you have to think out of the box and answer for the question. So first, the interviewer will be asking like rapid fire questions. Rapid fire question is nothing but the question that will be asked to you. The interviewer will be asking to you that for that question you need to answer without giving a further time or like without thinking for it. You have to give the answers. That is like you have to give when the question is asked, that time only you need to give the answer. That is called as rapid fire. When the question is asked, that time only you need to give the answer. Nothing but the rapid fire question. And the second will be like criticizing. When the interviewer is asking the question and you are answering that if you're answering very professionally also, the interviewer may criticize your answers. That is to test your patience, how much patience you're into this job, how much you're interested in this job, and how the interview is testing your ability to answer, ability to work in your further stages. So whatever the question is asked by the interviewer, be calm and be relaxed and answer for the questions. So as I said, you the rapid fire question will be like answered at the time, and when the interviewer is criticizing your questions or criticizing your answers, don't take it up to the mind. Be positive in that time of interview and answer to the questions asked by the interviewer. Okay, and when said you that the question will be the answers will be criticized, don't think that the further answers also he may criticize you. Why? Because once the criticism is done for you, don't think that don't make a mindset that this person is not going to select me. Don't make that kind of mindset and all. It's just testing your patience level, how you will be able to manage the stress and pressure that will be occurring in the further stages if you're getting selected in that company and you're working in the organization. Okay, so whatever question is asked to you or the criticism or the question is asked you without giving a time to think about it, just answer positively, confidently, that you will be able to manage the situation, whatever is given by the organization or whatever the question is asked by the interviewer. Okay, and when the questions are asked by the interviewer and while you're answering, when you're connecting with the interviewer, we make sure that if the question or the interviewer, if he interrupts in the between, like when you're answering the question, if the interviewer is interrupting in between and asking another question upon that, be able to answer for that question also. Don't take tension, be calm enough while you're answering for that question and answer to the question. Answer, stick to the point. Don't grab it too much, the question asked by the interviewer. Just stick to the point and answer to the question asked by the interviewer. And the interviewer is giving any situation to you, like any problem solving skills. He will check your problem solving skills also. If the situation is given to you, like if you're a recruiter and if you have to recruit people you have to give the people, like you have to like source the candidates of 10 or 15 candidates in a day, and those candidates, they have to attend the interview in a given time that the tech people have been given. So if the if the target is given to you, don't think that this target will not be completed. Okay, so make sure that you be positive enough and answer how you will tackle that situation. Like what are the what are the things that you will make to improve that, to make it happen that situation. So if the target is given to you, how you will make the target happen. So if you have given a target of 15 people, you have to source 20 people, so that makes sure 15 also attends the interview, and also they'll get selected. So this is a target, and this is how you work. Okay. And interrupting, as I told you, right? Interruption, when the interruption is happening between you and the interviewer, don't take tension of that. Keep calm yourself, relax yourself, and answer the questions to them. Okay. And these all things are the stress interview, that is like asking questions, interrupting in between, giving you a stressful situation in this stress interview, is only because intentionally the interviewer is giving you this kind of stress to know or to learn how you will handle this situation in your work also. So this is how he learns how you will handle this situation, or how you will come out of it, how you will come out of the stress and handle the situation and work on it to get a better work. Okay. And this is how the stress interview happens, and this is how you have to maintain it, and be controllable. Don't go like beyond the thing, that if you're stressed, if you're tensed also, don't show in your face. Be confident enough to answer the questions which was asked by the interviewer. And the candidate and the interviewer, like if he's asking like the question is asked beyond the point, or like beyond the job which you have not applied for it, be able to answer for those questions also, where you will be learning new things from the interviewer. Build a rapport with them. When the stress is given to you, don't take tension, build a rapport with the interviewer, and answer the questions given to them. Okay. And this is the first type of interview that I'm going to tell you, that sorry, I'm already told you. And the next step will be like group interview. If it is a group interview, what is your mindset that strikes your mind? Like, if it is a group interview, like 3 or 4 people will be sitting together, or a group of candidates who have been applied for the same position will be sitting together, and they'll be discussing about the topic or aspect which is given by the interviewer, or the person who is taking up the interview. So here, when the candidates are sit together, and you have like taking up the group discussion round, so don't be idle. If you're idle, they are confirmed they are going to reject you. So start speaking out. Start speaking out the point which the point or the topic whichever is given to you. If you're sticking to the point and talking the advantages, disadvantages, or the topic which is related to it, that is well and good. And if you're going beyond the point, that is not at all good to for attending you for the further stages. So like, if you're sticking to the point and answering the question, or like interacting with other cook candidates who have been applied for the same position, will be well and good. And having the knowledge about your job profile is very much important in this situation. Why? Because the group discussion will be based on the general topic also, maybe based on your job profile also. So if you know your job profiles, it will be like well and good to interact with other people, where you can do a debate with them. You can keep up your point, which is a very valid point, which is very quality point, that will be like you can impress the interviewer who's listening to your point. And when other person who's the co-applicant who's telling their point, which the point, or where the point you feel it is a valid point, even you agree with that, you have to appreciate them in that time, so that is also one way of impressing the interviewer. And it shows your character also, where you will be like not only a team player where you will be like able to perform as a team leader also. So this is how the group discussion happens. You have to not just keep on talking about the thing whatever they have given, whatever the topic has been given to you. You have to stick to the point and talk simple and clear cut. And also you have to not exaggerate the point whichever is given to you, the topic whichever is given to you, don't exaggerate it. Just go with the flow, like what is important in that, make outline of it, and make utilize of like whatever the time is given to you. So appreciate the co-applicants who have been applied for the same job. If their point is not valid, tell in that place only. Then and there you just tell them this point is not valid, you won't be able to agree with that point. So that is how you have to interact when the group discussions are happening. So the purpose of conducting this round of interview is like to know how you communicate with the people, how you cooperate with the people like in the organization. These are the things they'll be checking with you, like how you can manage with working with the team members, how you will be able to with if you have given a responsibility, or if the work is assigned to you, how you will be able to manage these kind of works. So these and all are checked in the time of these group discussion round. So whatever the topic is given to you before going to the interview, just go with like any of the topic, just take on your own topic and talk about that, so that you know like how to talk, what are the important points I can make out of it. Suddenly if some topic is given to you, you will be knowing like how I can make important point of out of it, how can I talk, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages I can tell. These are the things you can like make out of it. Okay. And when it comes it like the purpose of, I told you right, the purpose of like doing these interviews, like to check your communication way, how you interact with the candidates, how you can work with the people. These are the things they'll be checking out of it. And when the group discussion is happening, the person will be like observing you. So that time don't give any negative impact to them, like sitting idle, not discussing based on the topic. Don't be like that. If you're giving your point, 2 3 points also, give a valid point. Talk well in the time of group discussion. Okay, it takes you to the level of next round of interview, that the interviewer thinks that this is a capable person to select them for an interview. And the skills that you have acquired, make utilize of that also, where you'll be like it will be helping you how to make outline of it, how to make outline the important points that you will be able to tell in the time of group discussion. These are the things that you have to make outline of it and tell, like what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, how you can if the problem is given, how you can tackle the problem, how you can like what went wrong. These are the things like you have to make the important outline of it. Okay. And the next type of interview that we will be seeing is panel interview. Panel interview is nothing but the tech people, that is a committee people, interview committee people will be sitting together. It will be like 3 to 5 people or 4 to 5 people. They'll be sitting together and interviewing a candidate. Let it be like two candidate or one candidate they will be interviewing. In that time of period, the candidate should be able to answer the question regarding the job profile he have been applied for it. If the person is not able to apply it, if the person is not able to answer for the position he has been acquired it, then the person will be get rejected obviously, right? So whenever you're going for an interview, just go prepared before going for any round of interview. It will be like face to face face to face interview, group discussion, or like any interview you're going in an MNC company or any company. Just go prepared when you're going for an interview. Like what are the things you have to prepare before going for interview? Prepare like what expected questions. You can browse like what are the expected questions that may ask in the time of interview, how you will be able to answer, what is a professional way to answer, how what is a disciplined way to like go and behave in the organization. So these are the things you have to check while going for the interview and get prepared for it. When this round is over, round arises, the tech panel, they'll be sitting together and interviewing you. Like they'll be asking questions about the position which you applied it. Let us take, like, you have applied for a HR position or a sales position. Let us take the HR position. If you have applied for HR position, they will ask you, like, what do you know about the HR profession, or about the HR domain? If you answer like whatever, like um, the points you know about the HR, the basic thing of HR is to start about the, like, interacting with the people, communicating with the people. Like, let us take the recruitment. Recruitment is basically into communicating with the people and sourcing the profile, screening the profiles, how you screen the profile, and how you select the profiles for a relevant, or the for the required positions that have been assigned to you. So this is how you have to, like, know, browse about the positions that you have been applied for it. So for the suitable position, you have to browse it, and you have to know what exactly the thing is happening in the organization, how you can work based on that. So these are the questions they'll be asking in the tech panel round. So you must be able to answer about your job profile. And also they will ask you about your um, organization, the company you have been applied for it. They'll ask you about what the organization into, which industry they are working into, and how many employees are there, which are the headquarters that has in the city, or like which are the locations that have been located, headquarters that has been located. So these are the questions they'll be asking in the time of panel interview. So you must be able to answer these questions. Only when you prepare for yourself before going for an interview, then only you'll be able to answer these kind of questions. So before going for an interview, ensure that you prepare for it and expect for these kind of questions that will be asked by the interviewer. The tech panel round, I said you right, the group of people, they'll be sitting together and asking you the questions. Each interviewer's aspect will be like different. They'll ask you the questions on different aspects. Like, as I said you, the example will be like, the interviewer may ask about your organization, the organization where you have been applied for a position, and the about the company, about the employers. If you're an experienced person, they may ask about your previous experience and what are the achievements you have been achieved in the previous organization. And like, if there was any problem that was occurring in the organization, how did you tackle that, how did you, like, handle that situation, and what are your achievements, what are you good at in your previous experience. So these and all will be asked, and you must be able to answer for these all questions, and answer in a professional way, that you have to impress the interviewer by answering your questions. So these all are the way that you can answer in the tech panel round, where one will be questioning to you and the another will be observing you very clearly. So answer the questions which was asked by the interviewer. Be prepared before going for an interview. And also one more thing that I want to tell you is, like, when the tech panel round comes, don't get nervous or tensed. If you're a fresher, obviously you'll get nervous or tensed. So don't get nervous or tense. If you're tensed, also keep it yourself when you're attending the interview or answering the questions that has been asked by the interviewer. Should be like confident. Your answers should be confident. Your voice has to speak out in a confident way, that you can answer the question whichever is asked by the interviewer. So if you're answering the answers, if you're a fresher and your answers are wrong, so don't answer the questions which has been asked. Okay, wrongly you don't answer the questions which has been asked by the interviewer. So if you don't know also, it's fine, but if you're answering wrongly, that will create a wrong impact when you're answering to the questions asked by the interviewer. So this is basically impressing the interviewer, like, improving your, like, implementing your skills that you have been acquired in the management, or the experience that you have been gained by the old organization, or your previous experience that has been you have been gained. Okay, so this is a thing that you need to follow in the time of panel interview. So don't take stress, or like don't take tension on it. Just answer to the questions asked by the interviewer. So this is how you need to answer to the questions that has been asked by the interviewer in the time of tech panel. Tech panel is nothing but the committee people, the interviewers only. It will be the HR people, the operation manager, these kind of people, they'll be sitting together and they'll be having a concept like on what basis they'll be like selecting the candidates. So think out of it, like what kind of answers I can give in the time of interview, how can I behave in the time of interview, how professional I should be in the time of interview. So these are the things you have to think out of it when you're answering in this particular time of interview. Why? Because one person asks the question, the other person will be observing you. So you have to be answering to the stick to the point and answer to the questions asked, and be professional enough when you're answering the questions. So when you're professional enough to answer the question, the interviewer will think that yes, this person is a suitable person or suitable candidate to this position. So when you're answering the question, stick to the point, answer the main outline which already you have been made if you are prepared for the interview. So as I said, you just answer the questions whichever is asked to you, and stick to the point and answer the questions. Don't be stressed or tense. Be calm enough, relaxed, and answer to the questions. Okay, this is how the tech panel round will happen usually in all the companies. So if you have if you're a fresher, you don't have any idea about it, so this is how you have to handle the situation in tech panel round. Okay, so the next thing we'll be seeing like phone interview. This is another type of interview where this is the first level of screening the candidate's profile, where once you're applying for it, and the HR will be screening your profile, and through that, if you're capable, if your profile is relevant to the position that they have been hiring for, they will make a call to you, or they will schedule an interview for you in a phone call. That is to take a first round of interview, how it happens, or it how it works in the time of phone interview, how you interact with them, how you will be able to like um, how what are the expectations that the interviewer will be having for the suitable positions, how you will be reacted to them. So when this time of interview happens, if you're able to take up the interview on a particular time, then you can inform the HR or the person or the HR recruiter who will be interviewing you to the phone call. Okay, you can make an appointment